really anything that could be incorporated there. Tina, anything you would add on
Well,
kind of
I
the
didn't mean specifically like the content type. Like, are we talking video, text, Google Docs? What do we got there? Where are you putting it?
Yep, yep, all of the above is available to you. So this is what the course looks like from a learner's perspective with the native content authoring. So, freeform text, images, more like interactive things and engagement things like flip cards. Here I've embedded a video, so content may already exist in the site. Just kind of share that and embed that directly in. And then some examples too, to your point, Google Docs can be actual documents, slides, and again, these are embedded directly from G Drive. So if that source file updates, it's updated here. It can also be uploaded if you prefer to like download a PowerPoint or a PDF and upload too.
Are there any like Quizlets or something like that here? I'll let's check what that do. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So a few different examples, multiple choice options, hotspots where you could actually click on the image to record a response. I don't remember exactly where I put the right answer for this one, but just give you a little insight there. Matching tiles. Um, in the builder, the architecture to actually build this is all a drag and drop interface. So,
So this
people don't have
interface
to,
here, though, this knowledge check, how did this get created? This your
yeah.
system?
Yep.
Okay, so when I was asking before about like the content, so your system creates the content for like a knowledge check system, but for the content for the training modules, you said there's one thing that's integrated, or do we upload materials for that? Both of the above.
Yep. You can do either.
Okay.
You can upload existing.
All
You
right.
can record
And
natively.
what are we looking
Yep.
at here? This is the demo you gave me keys to.
Yeah, Tina, I'm not sure. This was my demo account, but I think Andrew's built out some very similar
Well, it says
training.
local splash.
Had to brand it. Yeah.
I'm glad Derek likes training on our system. But okay, so um, we have one, Tina, or I have. I'm pretty sure I heard that I had a login and I hadn't used it yet.
Yes. So we'd have to reactivate your trial account at this point. Um, but Andrew did go in and build some courses, and so did Virginia, and kind of use our course authoring tool to build some of these courses that they could assign to employees as new hires.
Okay, okay, I forgot Virginia. Thank you for clarifying. Um, okay, I'm curious what they built. Did they build some things?
Yeah, and we can turn on your trial account like through the end of this week if you want to go in and take a look at what was created.
Yeah. So
and if
about
you want,
that,
we could.
I don't know if I'm going to get to it by the end of the week. It's very gated here, and I think that's kind of limited our ability to test it. Because every time I talk to Andrew about it, it's just like it hasn't happened. So I was going to log in right now, but if it's still not there, then I guess can you give me someone else's demo account that would stay longer? Is there any public display I could see? But I like the creative. I want to know what I can create in here too, because that's actually the biggest limitation. If I can just go on a monologue here, we have a bunch of training material. Getting it in here would be a transition that we were prepared to do and we started to do, but it's a big undertaking to like retransform it. So I understood we could also just take it verbatim. Great. Now what about the training the test modules? We actually don't have a lot of material in that, so I'm really interested to see if we could just that would be a stepping stone. We put our training modules in here, and then we really take advantage of the system that's got the question and answer things as well. I'm just ideating because I want to find an opportunity to like, okay, let's get this into gear and moving. As it stands, and just to be blunt with you, half the company has already said they're not going to do anything until it's existing in the other half of the company for a long time, and then it's kind of proven like this is really a good thing. A long time could be 3 months though, so but it could be forever. So I'm not liking the fact that I have the fragmentation in my remote workforce.
Right. Yeah.
And just to continue one past that is I am we have looked at one other and decided not to do it, and then our Paylocity system has come forth and said, well, we've got system X. There's maybe good, but I'm looking for great. So at a fantastic cost.
Yeah.
So, but what type of clientele do you guys normally serve? If I could jump around, like, who's your typical customer?
Yeah. So a few things to address in there. I want to make sure I touched on all the points. So we can definitely talk about different customers
I'm
we
trying to
partner
confuse
with
you and
today.
just get you to the last point. See if you can remember all okay.
So I think the first piece that you were talking about there is like we've got a lot of resources that you can see, like building into courses that you can assign out through WorkRamp. And that's kind of the goal that Andrew and Virginia had shared with us. Like, hey, we are doing a ton of live training. We want to supplement some of that with self-paced learning. Or like say we do our live training, then we want to assign some follow-up work in WorkRamp and use the resources we have built today and insert those knowledge checks just to make sure everyone's understanding everything. Mm-hmm. And then Andrew's like final step to all of this was, okay, now that they've gone through all of those trainings, assign them a badge to say they're LocalSplash certified or whatever you want to call it, right? And then that's going to drive some more desire to like complete other badges if they see other people on the team have completed their training. So he's like, I want this whole learning vision.
Yeah, I love that notion, and that's actually why I like working with a company like yourselves, because that's kind of what drives you. You're interested in those things. You're not just a payroll system that's added on something. So that's good to hear. Do you know if they created anything?
Yeah, and we I think they did. I'd have to jump back into their trial account right now.
Okay.
We can
Well, I
check.
thought that's so. To be honest with you, like it would be great if you just took me through that. Like Derek's demo is not what I'm going to get, right? So if they created something, even if it sucks, just jump back and forth and go, well, what they could do, what they should do is this. I'm just trying to accelerate things, and I'm sorry. I am going to be going to something at 2:30. And I wanted to kind of come to some of the commercial points. I believe in your system just because I can sense that that's your mission. But I am concerned about the value that we have for this. You know, if we were a school, it would make a lot of sense. And in fact, that was one of the systems we looked at before. They do sell to schools, and it's like we're not a school. Like we're not selling credentials and degrees. We're trying to just get people an accolade, a badge. So yeah, I'm curious. What do you have? I haven't even seen your website actually. To be honest, I've heard of the company, but only through Andrew. I've heard before. I think I've heard it. You guys have a good brand name. Yeah, and you have all these implementations. All right, so this is fantastic. I appreciate you guys even getting on the phone for us, but I guess you have to request a demo, so that's why I'm here. I'm used to SaaS systems where I can just click and like if they're really straightforward, then we can just do it. So what is it on the back end that they couldn't do or aren't doing that we need to like have account management support?
Do you mind rephrasing that? Are you asking like what is? Yeah, do you mind rephrasing that question?
In other words, once you give us the keys, do you guys have any hands-on support that you do?
Great question. So we'll have some implementation support for you. We have a specific threshold that would unlock like a one-on-one pairing with an implementation manager. But anything below that will still have implementation resources and you'll still have access to chat with our implementation team live. Outside of that, you'll still have full support and access to our support team. So if any questions come up, you can message them either through WorkRamp. We have like a chat and intercom feature within there. You can message there, you can email. They're really quick to respond and they're really great. I'll also stay on as a main point of contact for you all as well.
I see. And you mentioned you're going to HR. I'm jumping even one level further. Anything with AI?
We are making investments in AI. And Derek, I don't know if you want to speak through that a little bit.
I mean, I think we're going to see the platform.
Yeah.
I'm investing in AI too, but it has nothing to do with my company's developments.
We do have some that's live right now. More to come, of course. I'm actually in the trial account right now, so just looking to see if they've built out any of these guys.
So just does it right there. That's beautiful.
Yep. So I can go into like this one that Virginia put together. It looked like she threw in some Google Slides and a welcome message. For what we have today from AI, we have this kind of AI assist functionality. So I could say, create an introduction about social ads, and kind of give me
That's awesome.
some place to go from.
Very good. Nice to see. Kudos.
Yep. And then add a question too, right? So as you can see, pretty intuitive. Yeah.
And you can do the same. Ask the question. Does it any AI there?
So the questions, depending on the question type, is auto graded, right? Multiple choice questions auto graded. Anything that's like a objective answer, yes or no is correct. It can be auto graded. Working on some potential for like
what I meant was for the creative process. Like now you've just given me the idea that I can take my presentation, put it into Gemini Advanced, and say, please come up. This is a training session. Please come up with questions, and it'll probably give me some. Now that you've kind of stimulated that idea of this thing, but so it looks like you have to type the question here yourself.
Yep. As of today, I do believe that's on the this quarter roadmap, though, is generate questions.
Well, you already have done something pretty cool there. So you're an agile company. That's great to see.
Yep.
Okay, given we in our last few minutes, I don't know when you plan on talking about it, but I know that I'm going to talk with Andrew about it. He's already got recommendations on the commercial side of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was what I was kind of leading to, but if you want to touch on my other points, go right ahead.
Yeah, and in follow-up, I can send you like some case studies or like other companies we work with, because I know you asked about that as well. But primarily, we work with a lot of folks in like the SaaS tech space. So I'll send you some follow-up with like some customers that might be similar to yourself. As far as pricing, Andrew mentioned that your team had a budget of $5K for this project. Does that still sound right, or is that off base at all?
He got that because, to be honest, that was what we had attempted to negotiate the other service provider who was doing the thing. They're an Irish company. They're very funny. You may know them. I don't know. I don't know how many SaaS education companies there are out there. How many are there out there? Think about it.
Endless. There are so many LMS systems out there. You could really dive down a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, but they and I don't know how compare. It's hard to compare them. To be honest, honestly, I mean, there's a lot of gray areas in between them. Anyway, so he came up with that. I can tell you that so they're here, and we took that value to like a fraction of the value, but it didn't end up. They didn't end up accepting it, and we're like, you know what, it's okay. And their system was far from yours. Just to be honest, like I was like, okay, we'll work with theirs, kind of thing. They did have a cool feature that that I'm sad that we didn't get, and that is, and that's right, Andrew told me to ask this, is APIs. So I don't know what you do and don't have APIs for. I'm imagining you have APIs. You look like a SaaS company, you're going to have those. But is it this is going to sound odd, but does anyone use your LLM? What do you call it? LMS. Sorry. Sorry, I'm at an AI conference. So I'm thinking LLM. As a repository for other information other than training. In other words, this person has other metadata about them, like Derek, Iowa, for example. So other information that I don't know. Essentially, I want to start to utilize that as a data source for a lot of features related to our workers. You have such a thing?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Different utilization of it, right? Some folks feed data in via the API, so we can train based on those different attributes. Other folks will pull data from Workramp for other purposes and push to data warehouses or other platforms. Lots of different approaches. But
so it's read write, and we can add data fields and such probably. Okay, I'll take a look at that. And so anyway, getting back to your question, the other option that we have, Paylocity, they bought some company. I mean, they put several things in there, and it's generic. I don't think I'd want to invest time to API stuff into it. I can tell you that. That being said, we use them for other junk, and I'm looking for a better alternative. You know, any good HR? Maybe I should come out for that HR conference. You said it's next week. Maybe I'll just stay here. Actually, I think
Yeah, just hang out in Vegas.
it is a pretty good view. Oh, here, right here. Well, that's not great, but there's the high roller up there.
Oh, nice.
Sorry. I'll probably switch rooms this weekend though. My niece is coming into town. She's 21 years old. I don't know if I'm going to stay here, but I digress. So anyway, so it would be worthwhile across my whole workforce. I can tell you that. I would be like, okay, and that's about 100 today. It's about 101 people. I don't know where the one comes from. There's literally a disconnect in Google where they say your workspace has 100, but then you go to users, it's 101. It's like, who's the extra user, right? Anyway, first world problems with Google. So, anyways, if that answers your question, but just to be clear, Andrew represents revenue. I don't know if he explained that to you, and that's about 40% or so. And so, and even in that group, I don't know. I think we only identified like 30 of them would be applicable to this, like directly. The other 10 or like we'd have to figure. We'd probably put that in a different phase. So,
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's helpful. When I talked to Andrew about pricing, he mentioned starting with 80 licenses.
What are you going to do with 80 licenses? Oh, that's the whole company. That's how he thinks of it. Because honestly, the whole company should be like 80. I don't know where the other 20 users come from anyway, too. That's another problem I have. So I want to be able to say, like, have a place that I keep humans. We have some, bot accounts kind of thing. So that's probably what he was looking at. And I know that Laura Muller, she's our COO, and so you'll probably be giving her a demo at some point because, or not, you've recorded this, you can just ship it to us. But she's going to be more interested in like, hey, are we using it and what's it look like? And she'll get a demo from Andrew essentially, like Derek just.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I know we just have 1 minute left. I know you said you had to hop. What I can do, we had with Andrew, we had negotiated for those 80 licenses a total of $5,000, but it was associated with a signature date that is passed. So I'll have to renegotiate with my team and see if we can honor that discount. And if you want to start with all 80 licenses.
Better, Moore's Law, right?
What was that, sir?
I said Moore's Law, so is it cheaper now? Is that what you're telling me?
We can do our best to get it to 5K again.
I'm being facetious. I just, I mean, if you have some compelling reason to tell me why time is a different factor, that things get more expensive with your company in time, I'm really going to have a hard time piloting that one. I understand that that's the interest of a business to grow. Nevertheless, I got to tell you, half my tech stack is open source. And I haven't even uncovered this thing yet. But I don't want you guys to be a stepping stone. I want to invest in something long term. And by investing, we work with this. And just to give you a scope of it, we have another HR system, which is the best thing in the world. And we got that at a highly discounted first year price, but ever since its second, third plus year, we have like a fixed cost, and that may go up in time, but it's something that we decided to do versus honestly getting an open source version of it. So, which we were doing, we were actually developing this cool thing. It's called Wedge HR. I don't think they'll be at the conference, but anyway. So go ahead and make a proposal and look at your thing. But I twisted my arm. Like I don't know if I'll be able to take a look at it before Friday. Next week I know I'll be back at some point. So I would if you have like a gated amount of time, like you want me to try it for like 3 days, and I can just say, hey, I'm going to try it now, and like I don't understand how that works.
Yeah. And for you testing the trial, are you wanting to get in there and build it yourself, or is there anything else that you wanted to test?
Well, I want to, first I'm going to test, I don't know, if they've done what he's done, like I'm going to talk to Andrew if he built something with Virginia, then hey, okay, I'm an opener. Like, let me go through it. And to be honest with you, I want to do that. I haven't seen our opener training materials in years. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I really want to get in there and have my hands on it. So I'm looking forward to being a trader in the system. So just to be clear, I don't know what most companies that you deal with, but in this company, not only, I mean, there's a bunch of material. Most of the materials can be uploaded. I have barely put a finger on. My future interest, though, is that I'm going to have a finger, like a hand in lots of things and fingers on everything at the end of the day. There's things that happen all the time that it's like, we need to train on this, and hey, they're going to train on it. Like, that's what Andrew is actually doing. They have a weekly meeting with the whole team where they, like, any new things, like, hey guys, don't do this, and like, you know. Anyway, so it's those little things that that keep us agile. I'd be curious to see is how do you guys use it?
How do we use the system? Yeah, we can definitely talk more about that. We use it pretty heavily for like new product training, new feature releases that we're doing.
No, like let's say I was to get hired at your company. Like, you have it across the whole company, every department like has their own training material, right? So you have a finance manager. Like my finance manager, I'd expect her to create material, etc. But yeah, that's my role as well. So I even though I'm the owner company, I wear the hat. I have a hat around here somewhere of the CTO. That's why I'm asking for the APIs as well. So I will that will essentially be my signature to it.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. So we'll keep the trial open. I'll email Andrew and we can get some time scheduled for end of next week just to touch base and see if you have any questions clicking around through the system. If there's anything else you want to test out or chat through. And in the meantime, if you have any questions for us, just reach out and let us know, and I'll share some more resources again about like who we work with. I know that was something you're asking about as well.
Okay. Curious, I see we're on Zoom, which actually works pretty well. What's your like internal tech stack? For communications, like
Slack, we're Salesforce users, Google Suite, Zoom. Those are like our standard ones.
Your Google Suite and Slack?
Yes. Yeah. And Zoom.
So you don't use Google Chat?
We do not. No.
Okay, because that's part of the Google Stack. We use Google Chat. Not many companies do, but it's worked fairly well for us. We didn't like Slack. But anyway, so we're not going to be compatible on those chat channels. I secretly use Slack as well, but most of the company does. Okay, all right, so I will confer with him, and then I predict next week on Wednesday, Thursday that I'll be looking at this.
Cool. Okay, sweet. So then I'll try and get time with Andrew maybe Friday next week.
Okay. And you'll have it opened up so that
it's open now. Yeah,
it is.
Okay, now. So you should be able to access it right now.
Just click and then tell it to remember my password. Is it where is it at? Is it on my domain account, single sign-on, or what do we got? Do I have to go find that?
It should just be set up for you to have your own password. I don't think it shouldn't be connected to any kind of single sign-on or anything like that right now.
Okay.
I can send out another invite email too, so you have that fresh in your inbox.
I guess I can go look for that. I have to open up a completely different system to get access to my email, just to let you know. But I'm actually going to take the time to do it now, because if I don't now, the chances of me having because I'll just leave the browser window open and I know I'll get to it.
Yeah, let us know if you have any issues logging in. We'll send the invite again. And then I can send you some additional resources for like best practices, getting up and running with the trial too. But if you have any questions navigating the system, just reach out and let us know.
Okay, all right. Can I keep you on the channel here just while I look for this?
Okay.
Not Workproof, but Workramp. Make sure I got it, because I see the email from you, Tina. So that's all I got. I don't know. I have Andrew. You've been invited.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So copy link address, and then I gotta go back to. This is really hard to do with not having the computer at with docking and everything. Spin, 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 spin. Oh my goodness! First, last, password. Remember. Please accept. It didn't accept my super secret password. I certainly hope nobody hacks my my Workramp account. I mean, what the heck would I do? Sorry, I'm kind of an anti-security proponent. Okay, I have access. That's the good thing.
Okay.
All right, cool. So app.workramp.com. And then, by the way, hold on a second. I don't think I gave up my email. So if I come log into this again. By the way, I'm going to try to find where the heck you are here and share if this will allow me to. Oh, it does. Good. There we go. Okay, so I just want to see if I come here and I'm not logged in, and I need to log in. Oops. I'll delete my cookies from the site. That's funny. Here we go. Alright, so now I'm not logged in, and I swear I didn't give it my email address. Oh, you know, it had it before we started.
Yeah, it had your email because we'll need that piece of info once we just send the invite. So your username should actually be your email.
Oh. Okay, thank you for helping the CTO out. Oh. Did I really just not remember my own password that I just put in a minute ago?
If you forgot it, it's okay. Luckily, we have the forgot password button, so you can do that too.
It didn't like my complexity, and then I changed it, and I swear I changed it to this, so...
Oh, it looks like it might be in there as at localsplash.com instead of
thank you so much.
Yeah.
I didn't give this to you guys. Andrew did, and I'm glad he did. By the way, we are changing our domain. Our primary domain on Google Workspace is Relevant Ads. That's the corporate name. But we are moving to LocalSplash Corp in Nevada. So same EIN and everything. But
just
by the
make
way,
things confusing
do you guys
for
see
you.
the save password pop up? I don't know if you see my screen.
We can see that if that's what you're asking, the pop up.
Yeah, the save password pop up. Curious, do you guys use that?
Sometimes but I mean, not on like work devices. I'm not supposed to use that, but like personally, yeah.
Oh, well, if you have a work session, that's what I use. How about you, you there? You have the browser with passwords?
Not typically. We use 1Password too for a lot of our credential storage, and Okta for single sign-on to most of our applications. So.
And it fills it in for you? Is that what it does, or you just have to go copy paste it every time?
Yeah, 1Password can autofill, which is pretty nice.
Huh. And that's more secure than the browser doing it because your browser can be hacked a lot easier than your 1Pass can be. Yeah. All right. Yep. Well, by the way, we just switched to Bitwarden. For years, we were on one system. But how about you, Tina? Is that what the company uses? Everyone uses 1Pass?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we use internally. Yeah.
Huh. I may have to check that out because it hasn't worked for our. I don't. We tried several systems and they all sucked for sharing. I mean, they have it, but it's not what I want it to be. So I'll check that one. Okay. Hey, thank you so much for this. I'll plan to go through it with Andrew and follow up with you guys. Then what is that? The 9th? No. 15th.
Let's see.
That's what you suggested.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Yep. All right. Thank you much.
We will talk to you soon. Nice meeting you.
Bye. You as well.
Recording